Fragments of Silicon from When the Silicon Falls Apart.
Welcome to another installment of Fragments of Silicon. Yep, we're back in the saddle, so to speak, after a week of having to cancel things because I had to flee from a hurricane. Like, thankfully, the hurricane did not really reach where I was. Didn't even lose power, much less I had to actually leave. So, I think good for me, bad for other places, I suppose. But such as it is. Anyway, as always, Galax and Petty Fan are here as well. And let us get to the news. Petty, why don't you start us off this week?
Alright, well, I have started going to physical therapy to hopefully help with my knee issue. And we're finding out another issue I'm having courtesy of my cerebral palsy. Basically, when I'm doing some of the exercises for physical therapy, the muscles in my legs aren't relaxing like they're supposed to, so it is extremely painful. So I need to get in touch with my neurologist and see if we need to up my medication or try a different medication or what. Because even my physical therapist is like, yeah, that's not normal. You should probably talk to your neurologist about that. So, yeah.
So when do you see him?
I just send him a message, because if it's just a medication change, he can send that to my pharmacy, and it saves me an hour trip to the office.
Right. Like, I've had to do that with my PCP about medication adjustments. Just call the office.
Yeah. If I don't hear back from him by the end of the week, I'll probably call him on Monday. Usually they're pretty good about getting back to their email, though.
Okay.
And also, I saw a weight management doctor on Monday, and apparently I'm pre-diabetic. Yay!
Like, a lot of that going around.
Yeah, I'm on a new medication that I just started today called Trulicity, which, yeah, it's a weekly injection thing, but it should hopefully,
That's a bit strong for pre-diabetic.
It also helps with weight loss and stuff like that, is, I guess, air quotes, a side effect of it. So, I mean, if it helps, then, it's like, we'll figure something out.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm 30 years old and falling apart.
Okay.
And as far as gaming goes, not really a whole lot going on. I've been trying to play some Monster Hunter Rise, just because I have it on Switch and haven't really touched it much. Like, I haven't even gotten to high rank stuff yet, so it's one of those how the hell do I play this game again type deals.
It's been that long?
I think it came out like almost a year ago. Well, a little over, but yeah.
Sounds about right.
And
maybe half, I think.
Something like that. It's been a while.
Okay.
And I also got the new Digimon Premium deck set thing for the card game, which is the new Ragnar Lordmon deck and Jesmon starter decks.
Yeah, apparently they're releasing that before the actual decks separately.
Yeah, they did this kind of thing last year with the classic collection set, and a lot of people were pissed because they didn't see those to game stores, just like big box stores like Walmart and Target.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why most game stores are like, you can use these, but not during like tournaments and stuff like that. And they also can't take them for like trade-in stuff.
I was debating trying to get that. I mean, it comes with what, promos of a couple of kind of useful option cards instead of the
one
instead of the set of 6 tamers.
Yeah, the one promo that's actually really useful is 2 copies of Judgment of the Blade for the Jessamon deck.
Mm-hmm.
And the other 2 promos are kind of random. It's Fly Bullet, which is more of a purple Three Musketeers deck option card, and Brave Metal, which is for X Antibody.
Uh-huh.
And even the Lucky Pack stuff is kind of random. You got like Madoki Betamon, Metal Tyrannomon, and few others that are just kind of random and not really useful for the decks.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. So far I've been having fun with the Ragnarlordmon stuff just because that was my first air quotes big boy deck I made. So I have all the pieces that kind of go with it to enhance the deck it already came with. And yeah, not a whole lot going on other than that. So next victim.
Oh, that'd be you, Gollix.
Well, I found I was at Walmart, had pre-orders for the Pokemon Limited Edition Switch OLED, and I placed an order in for that, partially because I just think it looks cool, but partially because I'm concerned about the future longevity of my current Switch, due to the fact that the fan sometimes goes a little bit nuts when I'm starting up. And keeps going, which is not a great. I mean, theoretically, I think you can fix some of that by like replacing the fan, but also I'm not sure I'm comfortable doing that on account of generally being a loser with technology.
Yeah, I've seen it done. And it's like I don't. Hopefully, I want to have to deal with that because it involves Nintendo's bullshit Tri-Wing bits.
Oh yeah.
At any rate, I'd rather have a new one before I attempted that in the first place. So I would want a new one either way.
Right. And is it the OLED version or just a regular one with a Pokemon housing?
99% sure it's an OLED. Yeah, it said OLED. So I don't think. I assume they're not lying.
I mean, one way to find out.
Yeah, I've been thinking about upgrading to the OLED one for a while anyway, just because I do use it a lot. Particularly, I use it a lot. What's the word?
Handheld.
Tabletop/handheld mode. Yeah, which is when you're actually using the Switch itself's screen.
Yeah, I usually use mine docked most of the time, so like upgrading to the OLED version really isn't worth it for me. I kind of wish I could disconnect the battery though, because I'm kind of concerned in a few years I'm gonna have to deal with a bulging battery. But that's a few years down the line.
Well, it's working, and hopefully, I mean, so far it hasn't gotten to the point of being unusable on my current one. So hopefully it can last until Pokemon releases. What?
And that comes out what, next month?
Something like that. It comes out, I believe, about when the game's. Walmart had definitely the wrong release date. But yeah, I believe it comes out sometime next month, so hopefully mine doesn't completely. Also, I I think I've reduced the problem somewhat by putting a piece of tape on the top of my switch, not near where the fan is or
Yeah.
the buttons, but like between the fan and the volume control. Because I think part of the reason why I was making so much noise is because of the problem. I've mentioned this before, but due to one of the times I've dropped it, on the back side toward the left Joy-Con, in that corner is cracked, and the
Fine.
screw just of the back plate. So the screw is not effectively holding in that corner. Other than that, it's rainy and that annoys me. I have an appointment near the end of the month for getting a flu shot and the new COVID booster, so that's good. Because
Right, I need to get one of those at some point.
Yeah, I need to. I was planning on making an appointment, but I kind of got distracted by the hurricane.
no, that'll do it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I have an appointment for that now, which is good.
Let's see. I guess anything else from you?
That'll be all.
All right. I guess it's my go. Or programming notes for this week. No episode of Moonhawk Studios Presents because we had another last minute guest cancellation. It's almost getting eerie with this shit because more often than not it's been like 24 hours before the show happens. It's like a thing came up and I have to cancel. I think in this case it was a work schedule thing, but I was actually fine with it because it was like only one of the guests was going to be able to make it if they were able to do it this week.
Mm-hmm.
So Mac just went up and decided to cancel the show because he was tired and he planned on doing a ride share tonight, I believe.
Yeah, the usual Mac needs money badly.
Yep. I mean, he also got his labs back, shockingly good, as he's apparently a little bit diabetic or pre-diabetic, like something that can be fixed with losing 20 pounds. This is his words, but everything else is fine. Like, I guess going to me, and yeah, it's just you can tell we're getting older because it's a lot of health stuff.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, because I just saw my primary care physician yesterday. That was a medication follow-up. I seem to be doing well with the medication currently, and that is progressing. Really, the only concerns have been going below average blood sugar, like, which is not good. Like, I don't care what the doctor says. Like, he's like, he said, you've been, your blood sugar was high.
You do need the blood sugar.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, hypoglycemia is not good either. Like, anyway, let's see. So I'm seeing him in about 6 weeks, getting new labs, blood test, urine test. I've also lost 20 pounds. So, it was a good news thing.
Mm-hmm.
And, I'm almost assuredly my H1Cs have gone down, probably my cholesterol as well. Just from the radical change in diet. I've gone down 2 pant sizes. So, been good news.
Man.
Yeah, like, bit concerned about the urine test because it's a specific type that looks for kidney problems. It's a thing that looks for chronic kidney disorder.
Yeah.
Though it's like even if they found something along those lines, and he said that it's like looking at like for cancers. I'm trying to figure out what cancer is detected from a urine test.
They would change your body chemistry, so
Yeah.
probably some.
I guess.
Well, I know
Like,
some
but I still
diabetic medication can be hard on your kidneys, so they probably also want to check for that too.
possibly it, you know. And I noted that, when I was in the hospital, when I had my last urine test, they didn't find anything. He says they were looking for infections. Like, maybe so, but, they were doing a lot of blood work and, they were monitoring my urine. And they were specifically monitoring my kidneys because they were concerned that I was having kidney problems back then. They
Mhm.
didn't find anything. So, it's like, basically, I'm not too concerned, but I'm just hoping that they don't find fucking chronic kidney disorder because I don't need that. Um, Granted, that's not something that would be found with one urine test. Um, I did I did look into it, like if I had chronic kidney disorder. Well, first I'd have to take they'd have to find the same thing 3 tests in a row, and then they'd have to recommend me to a neuropathist, I believe. Um, and then they would have to do, I think, imaging, maybe even a biopsy to determine. So actual diagnosis is a lot more involved. But
Mhm.
hopefully everything works out. I did have a bit of a freak out about that because you mentioned the word cancer, and it's gonna scare people. It's like you're looking for cancers, but all in all, it was a good medical report. You know,
Mhm.
what what which I'm pleased with because the diet's working. On that note, I'm supposed to see my dietitian for the first time tomorrow. That's in jeopardy because my car is currently in the shop, and I don't know if it's going to be ready in time. I've already made backup plans. Um, I'll see her at the end of the month if it comes down to it. Um, um, Also, bad news in regards to my therapist. Uh, she's okay, but on the email I got, she's stuck in Atlanta with a total car. So no clue when I'm seeing her again. Literally,
Unfortunate,
like,
but welcome to the life hurricanes.
yep. Like, I don't even know if that's a hurricane thing or if just crashed into something. I know that was fleeing the hurricane, but I didn't get the story on why this car was totaled. I didn't really care, and it's not really my business. All I know is, like, you know, my therapist said I'll call you as soon as I get home, and this is all taken care of. I'm like, being stuck in another state with a totaled car. That sounds like it's gonna take a while. I'm like, so maybe I'll speak to her this month. I'm like, I'm not expecting anything in that direction right now. Like, so yeah, that's been my news for the week. Like, anyway, and yeah, guest bailed on this show this week, so we got another installment of Heaven's Vault to do. I see. If I recall correctly, we were in, like, a palace, I think.
Yeah,
We were in, I think we were in a really old building.
yeah. That may or may not have somebody else other than us in it.
Right.
Oh boy, more words.
All right. I
Let's see.
Let's see. People. Rock, wind, share.
It's in Empire and We, so
Probably people.
people
Yeah.
would people or share.
Let's go with people. This one I have no clue on.
Yeah, and we don't play this often enough that I can remember what most of the parts are.
Let's see. River.
It has
It's
the
probably
last part of. I remember that like the first character of a word is like, is it a noun or is it a verb?
okay. And looking at the sentence itself, it would be below.
Yeah,
People below, heavens above.
that makes sense. And also, I think the little slash, a little dot next to it is probably preposition, since through also has that.
Hey.
Also, something context clues.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Impressive that water is still flowing after all this time.
Mm-hmm.
Bricks haven't given way to erosion.
Mm.
Dome's chamber.
Oh, that's pretty.
Yeah, I'd imagine that would be very echoey. Walls that held it. Fan of domes, I guess.
Let's touch the statue.
You can make domes echoey or not. It's interesting.
To look like stone.
That's a little bit strange.
Yes, it is.
Oh man, a doorway.
Curtains. And it goes to another doorway. And
Ooh, an axe. Yep. Figured.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's probably a squatter of some kind because, you know, fruit. Might want to get the axe.
We still have the dagger on us, don't we?
I think so, but also, I think she would claim that she's not a violent person.
Right. I mean, that works right up until somebody jumps you.
That works right up until violence is necessary.
Like I said, claim.
Okay, yeah, that's totally not something suspicious.
Sculpture.
Not an easy pose to hold for a long time.
I mean, probably a prayer position of some point.
That or like yoga.
Oh, right. I forgot we went upstairs and was like, oh, yeah, I can't get to the robot friend.
Friend is a strong word.
Robot usefulness. Oh, boy, some kind of chest. Look inside. It's got a sword. Oh, no. Oh, wooden sword.
Give it to the goddess.
Yeah. It's
Awesome.
dangerous outside. Let's see. Goddess. Got that.
No, I think pray is the first part there.
Oh. Yeah.
Pray with
Follower.
Uh,
Right after with. The first
yeah.
with.
Yeah, let me get rid of that.
act right by with.
Also, I don't think that's follower because it's not a noun.
Yeah.
But we still have it in two places here, so we should plug it in, probably.
Mm,
Act is incorrect.
yeah.
Yeah, it is indeed not follower. All right.
Four.
Pray.
Four, because it doesn't have the marker for noun or verb.
Let's see. I'm thinking either mercy or loyalty.
Friend is the last half, and follow is the first half.
Loyalty, I'm thinking.
Mercy would make sense for a sword.
Yeah.
But follow
Okay.
friend?
I mean, sure, let's give it a try. Pray for mercy.
Well, that's why I was thinking loyalty, because follow and friend are there.
Yeah.
Right. Loyalty? Loyalty.
No. Yes. Alrighty. So I guess I'm going to probably end up giving sword to wooden friend.
I know what this place is. This is a theater.
Oh, the robot's having nom flashbacks. Wonderful.
Oh, the plot of King Lear. Oh, and suddenly this turned into the Telltale Heart.
Apparently.
Or Macbeth.
How could you have seen all that? I don't know. You have it recorded in your memory banks.
It won't let me give the sword to the statue, so I guess we're holding on to it for now.
Yeah, its hands aren't set up to hold it.
We could try that other statue outside.
Maybe. Oh, another curtain. Oh.
You have to wait until we get 5 hearts in order to get the white sword.
Boo! Boo this man!
It was not a pun. The right observation based off of esoteric knowledge.
we give sword to statue lady? Survey says no.
I mean, this is one thing that separates this from a traditional point and click.
I mean, the main thing on the sword is that it had a thing written on it. It looks like something that might be able to be, given
to something or someone. Maybe we have to hit the robot with it.
I don't know. 6 seems to be. You're not interested in remembering anymore.
We still haven't found the
the statue fell over. That's concerning.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, we haven't found the interloper yet, so let us deal with this spirit.
Or get dealt with. Don't eat me.
You're calling us ghosts?
I mean, given the way she moves, I can't entirely blame this personage.
Well, also looking at 6, yeah.
That's
if I didn't
yeah,
know
6
what
does
that
have
was.
the kind of creepy, non-existent head thing going on.
Like, draw my sword.
I don't know. That might lead to violence.
We'll see. Saint left.
Please don't hurt me.
Like, I think it's a bit late for the not hurting you since you just whacked the little orphan.
You could just tell him I'm not a ghost.
Of course you are. Oh no.
What's your name, boy? Like, how did you get here?
Oh.
How long have you been here?
Oh.
How did you survive? Like, of course
I assure you, I am at least mostly real.
Like, legitimately wondering how you lived.
The others? We might want to investigate that line.
Yeah, what others? Oh, you're hearing the wind. How did you learn this word? Say this.
Oh boy.
Saw it written.
Oh boy. So where are we taking this little monster?
Outside, probably.
Yeah, I mean, even if he doesn't remember the word, do it. We have a
Don't.
ship.
Test the rope.
I mean, when you have a lot of time on your hands,
Um.
Well, he is a kid.
So I guess they're not gonna let me go upstairs.
they said there was nothing up there, so
Think someone brings it, but you never saw them. You'd ask him if he put up that statue thingy.
Yeah, probably.
An ethical core? You mean like an automatic?
Yeah. I'm totally not turned around. I'm just dumb.
true.
Alright. So I guess first we see the big statue. Okay, so nothing to say about that.
Damn.
Well, he's got nothing to say about it, so
All right, we should probably head back to the ship then.
alright.
Picked this place as clean as it's getting right now.
Yeah.
And our next destination will be Evilith. And we just got a big fucking hint marker that we should go back there. I mean, I don't think it really matters all that much if the kid comes with us or not. Like, we have a teleportation mystery to get to the bottom of.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, let's go back to the Nightingale.
Dude.
So we probably freaked the kid out.
It was probably unavoidable.
Get this ship to Evolith quickly.
I hope that's all there was to get there. So, because I doubt they'll let us come back to this place.
I mean, probably end up there if we figure out the mystery. This kid's never been in this ship.
Oh, right, because I'm in the undiscovered part thing.
Yeah.
Oh. Yay, more words.
A lot of words.
Sleep.
Sleep and Meyer correct.
Safety?
Sleep until.
Or yeah, sleep.
No, it's until.
Yeah.
Because it starts with the preposition thing. And this one is a noun.
So, person or child?
Well, let's see.
Sleep until my mind. Person, child, finder.
It's close to person, so. Or it's close to friend, so.
I guess person.
It has bits that are in friend and here, rather.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's wrong, but
Okay, past control
I don't
is
know if we can
6.
correct it yet.
Yeah.
Whatever you did last time, just don't do it.
Here's the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
I mean, it's good advice, usually. It's a mouth.
Kids.
Guess we should go up to the gate.
I think you ran off towards the slums. Alrighty, so I'm guessing Kid probably snuck into the bar.
I always come back. Number 2, I guess. I'm. Let's see if he's.
Ah,
It's a joke. Not drinking today.
um,
Let's go with. Do you know the word Silsit?
Listen.
It is a word of. I heard there's something out there about a darkness.
I heard it from a robot on a ruined moon. Well, that's different.
Yet not out of character.
uh,
Pray and verb.
so I'm guessing love or tell.
But can you go to the other one first instead?
Yeah. I'm guessing pray and love your people.
Yeah. Or no, or pray and tell your people, yeah. I would say tell.
What do I owe you?
You don't want to keep it, or what do I owe you?
Alright, so I guess now we need to figure out where the hell the child went.
Well, we'll do that next time.
Yeah.
We should transition over to the topic of discussion.
Alrighty.
All right, welcome to the topic of discussion. This week we are talking about Stadia for the final time because, Google finally brought down the axe a few days ago. And it's a bit of a paradox, honestly, because Stadia has been kind of marching towards death's door ever since they shuttered the first-party development studios.
Mm-hmm.
I know Google wouldn't admit it. Hell, Google just a few months ago said that Stadia was doing fine. Why are you asking? In fact, it was doing fine right up until the point the axe dropped. It's one of those because it was just like, nope, Stadia's dead now. Because developers still had games coming for the system. Development, or there were games that were just days away from release, and it's that all got the chop. Now, as I understand it, Google is taking care of the situation. Like we know a developer who was doing a game for Stadia, and they said that Google is taking care of them. And on the upside, Stadia is offering offering full refunds for everything, I believe.
Not for hardware, but for all purchases on the store.
Except for subscriptions. Like if you
subscriptions aren't purchases.
Yeah.
It's better than a lot of these shutdowns I've seen.
Yeah, like OnLive was a clusterfuck and a half, to put it lightly.
Oh yes. I'm like, and the legacy of Stadia is unknown yet, because so on the one hand, the people, the death by Google Beam people are feeling fully vindicated right now.
Oh yeah.
Because the Stadia did not have a long life, believe it or not. Less than 3 years.
Mm-hmm. And like, wasn't 1 year of that in beta?
Not sure. But it's also Google is Google has been transitioning its streaming stuff to cloud-based service. And that's probably going to be more viable for them than because that's kind of the missing piece of the death by Google thing. I'm trying to think. I think it was Google Wallet. The original version of the Google Wallet got axed. That turned into like Google Pay or something like that.
Yeah, and then it turned back into kind of Google Wallet.
Yeah,
It's weird.
I'm just saying, like, yeah, Google's like the actual Stadia technology is probably going to be around in a different form.
It and all of its negative latency, which was hilarious.
That
I'm
doesn't
like,
sound like something that's like
no, that's literally not possible. That defies the laws of physics.
yeah, negative latency involves time travel.
Yeah.
I'm like,
It was one of
that
their
was
buzzwords that I got a kick out of every time.
that was more guesstimations than anything else. Like, and I'm sure the reaction from most people was, "Wait, Stadia was still alive?"
Mhm.
If they even noticed, because I think that really speaks to the legacy of
And like a lot
Stadia.
of its like features, like you could basically pick up a seed where like somebody was playing on YouTube and basically play where they were at or whatever. That never came to fruition. Um,
Outside, it's it's also like it's a very boring failure if I'm getting down to it.
yeah.
Like it's got none of the flair or pizzazz of say the 32X or the Virtual Boy or some of the other stuff, like ET for the Atari 2600. I mean, it's definitely going in that fourth display case, but uh, you know, limping along for about a year after shit canning all your actual first party development um, isn't very interesting when you get down to it. And yeah, so what went wrong with the Stadia?
What went
Like,
right?
yeah, it's more, well, what went right? Arguably the tech. Like people who actually use the technology, provided you weren't playing one of the very twitchy games, like playing Doom Eternal on Stadia wasn't optimal because that's a game that requires a high frame rate, and you weren't really like it was kind of difficult to get that from the streaming. But like if you wanted to play around a Destiny 2, uh, it was actually a pretty viable option, from what I understand, because not a spectacle fighter or a boomer shooter or something like that. That being said, the inherent problem is Google just didn't know what the fuck they were doing.
Yeah.
And they hired a whole bunch of video game people like to do this, but the thing that the Stadia was sold on was Google. Like there was never a killer app for the thing. There was never a game that said, "Yes, this is the thing that's going to sell Stadia." Mind you, there were first party games, notably like the contracted released Guilt by Tequila Works, which is getting a port to other platforms in 2023. And I think similar things are happening with the handful of other Stadia exclusives. But the point is, like, yeah, okay, you can say the tech worked for the AAA games, but nobody was really going down with and it's also getting Cyberpunk 2077 or Assassin's Creed Odyssey or Tomb Raider, insert AAA game here, was not a unique experience, was not an exclusive experience. It might have run better than what you could do on an underpowered computer, but that wasn't the point. Like, there's nothing here that provided a experience that could only have been done with cloud gaming. And I think that's a problem with the entire ecosystem in and of itself. because that's kind of been one of the promises of cloud gaming in general. Like Microsoft's been on this fucking bandwagon as well, among others. That the power of the cloud is going to give you new gaming experiences that you'll never get before. And those just haven't materialized for one reason or another.
Right.
You know, now and it's also Google just didn't have the patience for it, or the like, not necessarily the willingness to invest, but it's more, they didn't secure anything of note.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, Microsoft, the entire centerpiece of their ecosystem is Game Pass.
Yep.
And yeah, they're not releasing exclusive games for it, but they're buying studios, they're buying franchises, they're buying shit in order to support Game Pass. They're all in on it. Google just didn't have that level of commitment.
And well, like Stadia would have benefited greatly from like even just like a Game Pass, almost Netflix like model where you pay $15 a month and you get access to the whole catalog. Game
Yeah,
Pass, Game Pass, what literally killed it is you still had to pay full price for the games.
I'm like, I think the days of trying the online model of streaming is dead. Like, no, nobody really went in with it here with the Stadia. I know, yes, there were people who obviously bought, but clearly it didn't really do a lot to Google's bottom line, or enough to keep it around.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's just a very, it's just a very humdrum failure, because, and I can't. It's not even like Google didn't know what they were doing. It's they didn't have the patience. It's the patience part, because it's, once again, they had first party studios. They bought one, they built one, and they didn't fucking wait until those development studios could make games. Like, the Toronto branch of Google Services of Entertainment, formerly Typhoon Studios, did manage to make Journey to the Savage Planet, but that was something that they were working on previously. And they did a director's cut of that, but they didn't have a Stadia exclusive game ready to go because of contractual obligations. And Google asked them before they could do that. And their home built studio also got the fucking axe before they could put out a game, because building the AAA games that Google was looking for, that takes a lot of fucking time. Like, quite frankly, Google's first party just didn't get the chance to show off what they could do. And if they weren't going to do it, nobody else was. And as far as, like, if you want to purchase something off Stadia for some reason, you can't. The entire store's down.
Yeah, at least they did that air quotes correctly.
Yeah. The functionality is still there until mid-January of 2023.
Something like that, yes. I believe they've already opened up the SDKs for the controller to basically be able to use on Steam, which I have heard at least the controller is pretty decent.
I mean, the controller was decent, but not a lot to speak about.
Yeah, like, and when it was available, it was actually a decent price for a controller. Like, hell, even Xbox controllers are now going for like $70-$80.
Right.
And you could have got the Stadia controller for like 50 and some change. And even came with like a month of the premium service.
Yeah. So yeah, just another um, dead video game thing at this point. Like, probably going to be remembered a bit more than on live, but I don't know.
If nothing else, it'll have a spot on the Google graveyard chart or whatever, as long as that's maintained.
Yeah.
Yep. Not really much more to say about it, honestly. I really do consider the Stadia's true death when they shuttered all the first-party development, and it's just been shambling forward until the mercy kill. Because, uh, you know, I I legitimately don't know if Google was trying to do something with the hey, no first-party tactic, or if it was just letting it go for a while until they figured out where they ultimately wanted to go with it. But once again, like, unless Google was willing to build or pay people to build something for Stadia, they weren't going to build shit for Stadia. Because it's, at the end because by that point it was a niche platform by a entity that basically gave it a vote of no confidence. So yeah, I hope nobody is truly surprised that Stadia ended up in the Google graveyard. It's unfortunate of those who got cut in the undertow, but once again, it was going to happen sooner or later, unfortunately. All right, so I think that'll about do it for this topic of discussion. Hopefully, next week we can get to the Genesis Mini.
Good luck.
Anyway, so the week ahead, as previously mentioned, there's no episode of MSP. And coming up on the week ahead, we do have a Friday show. We'll be having Alan Aladessa of SyncBook Games, the developers of the upcoming puzzle platformer Little Ghost. They are running a Kickstarter campaign, and we're going to be talking about that on Friday. Coming up on the Sunday reviews, we'll be having reviews of The Plague Doctor of Whippera, Starlight Shores, Faircroft's Antiques, The Heir of Glen Kinnock Collector's Edition, and Triple Take. So look for those on Sunday. And until next time, I shall wish you good gaming.